Today we're gonna look at this Tanjiro, or as he calls himself in English, Tanjiro. Ugh. Anyway, we're gonna take a look at this guy. We're also going to take a look at the McFarlane version, really just in hopes of being able to use that with him, and I'm looking at it right now thinking that's not gonna happen. But on the plus side, I think two other things can happen. One, we can use these mask kits that I got from Hobby Link Japan, I think. Whatever, I'll put the link in the description. But there's little faceplates, look at that one. It's not gonna match up to the right colors, but you know what, it's fine. I'm only like 6 episodes in or something. Then you got this, which is a soft goods replacement for all of that. And the AliExpress store that I got this actually showed instructions on like removing some of those parts, so I'm stupid. Words! Let's open this guy, because the fun stuff is on the inside. Let's slide him out of there, and you flip the flap there, you got some instructions that say, hey, you got swords, this is how you're gonna use them. And they snap into the side of him, which is pretty cool. And, God, classic. Now you gotta do this stuff on both sides. Ugh. And if you open the other side, it's probably gonna tell you, yeah, like faceplates and all the other stuff. So there you go, fun. Now, I got this guy from Best Buy. I don't know, he's one of the $35 figures, so should be in a lot of places. I will find a link and put it in the description to somewhere. But if you don't have a Best Buy because you're in a different country, I don't know what to tell you. Let's look at all these accessories. He's got some good stuff going on in there. Pretty nice set. Now, obviously he's missing some water effects, waveform 4, whatever he says. I don't remember. But we have good accessories, and with the SHFiguarts, 35 bucks. You know, if anything, they'll come up with an accessory set later down the road. Does he come with pieces with other characters, I'm wondering? Doesn't matter. Let's look at these accessories. We've got some hands in there, some nice fighting stance. This is looking cool. Very simple, but it gives you some fun dynamic poses that you can try to pull off. And you get this one, which is just a nice relaxed hand, or you could use it for other things. And you get a couple of gripping hands because he, of course, has swords, and you can't hold swords without gripping hands. If you can imagine that. Ugh. Now the swords are done in a few different ways here. So we have this one. Oh, this is nice. Now I only know him because of the early episodes that I said, like 5 episodes in or whatever. He does wave water stuff. So what's the deal with the hilt on this thing being a flame? Does he learn other effects, flame effects? I think that would make sense, right? You just can't be a water boy. This is an avatar. So the black sword effect here with the silver paint or whatever, just to give it some depth. I don't know. This looks really good. The paintwork on the handle, all the red and the kanji. This is beautiful. And then you get this alternate version of it where you could put it into his scabbard or sheath or whatever they're actually, I don't know, it doesn't matter. A lot of you are gonna say it in the comments. Well, if it's this version, it's this. But why do you sound like that? I don't know. Ask yourself. Now the other sword that's in there, this is what I'm used to. Just a standard one, the black blade. Pretty cool, like it. And you know what, don't forget, you should probably subscribe and then like the video because, you know, it's YouTube. I gotta say it, you gotta do it. Those are the rules. Sorry, I don't make the rules. I'm enjoying the show. The first episode took him, it was like, I don't know if I'm into this, but it got better after the first episode. So if you're questioning whether you should watch Demon Slayer, I think just now I said the name of the show. You should, just get past the first episode. And then you get this so that you can sheath it. Looks nice, it's simple. I'm a big fan. And then here is the sheath or scabbard or whatever, who cares? And it looks like this, so it looks really good. It's black and silver, and then it has the white paint here to look like it's the belt. So that's kind of a cool way to do it. Just sculpt it into this. I like that. You got some much needed faceplate options here. You got this one, which is a pretty angry boy, those earrings flapping in the wind. This is cool. Looks really good. It really pulls the essence of the show very nicely. Also, the scar on his head looks a little different here. Is this a later version? I'm just not, what's the deal? Why does the scar look like fire instead of like, whatever, birthmark? I don't know. It's different on the McFarlane one. And you get this, which is looking really nice. Okay, I like that. It's kind of works as like a, oh my god, oh, how did he, the thread snapped, or whatever, I don't remember. Oh god, I'm not gonna be super knowledgeable about the show, because I've only seen a handful of episodes, but at least I've watched a few episodes. So, you know, you can be nice to me. And you get this one, which is a happy one, like, oh my gosh, Nezuko, you did it. My sister, no, she would never do that. My name is Tanjiro. I could be a voice actor, right? All right, let's look at the main figure here. It's looking pretty good by default. There's not a lot going on. He's got punching hands on by default, or fists. Why, it doesn't have to be a punch. Why do I say that? The head feels a little wobbly, a little loose on that joint, which is maybe unfortunate. But the details are nice, the colors are good. It's a really simple design as far as like the under section, like his main costume there. But when you have plastic figures like this, like what do? So you got all these ball joints, which are definitely gonna be helpful, but like we've done in the past where we've swapped out plastic parts for soft goods because we wanna get rid of this, where it's like, that doesn't make sense. This should be all connected all one piece, but it's plastic and you kind of get stuck doing that. However, this is the face that's on there by default, just a nice well, it's not even really neutral, it's like eyebrows are in a specific way, but it looks like there's loads of articulation even with the collar, so I think this is gonna be a really fun figure to mess around with, and hopefully even better with the soft goods. But I'm liking this guy. So far, so good. The joints are all a little bit loose, but not floppy. Just the head seems a little bit of a problem. Everything else is like nice. The legs feel tight in a good way. So articulation with this guy. Let's see what we got. We got some side to side with the head. The earrings, of course, can get in the way, so just be cautious of that. Looking down nicely. Looking up just a little bit. Nothing crazy. Shoulders go basically wherever you want them. So this is really nice. Butterfly articulation is going to get some nice cross-armed poses if you need them. They're going to go back pretty well. You got a ball joint there at the shoulder, so it's kind of hidden into the costume. Whatever. Works well. Bicep swivel on top of that ball joint, so loaded with articulation down the arm, which is very nice because usually with cuts like this, things could just get in the way. There's articulation underneath the sleeve, and then you have your standard ball wrist peg. Ball wrist peg. You got some great looking, oh my goodness, that is a massive cutout. But, you know, you get the right pose, I guess it's okay, but I feel like there should be some plastic underneath there that just kind of hides it. That's wild. But it's like extendo abdomen. Insane crunching, look at this. Wow. I'm okay with that joint doing that on a backwards bend because of how good it is on a forward bend. This is maybe one of the best articulated figures that isn't like a Spider-Man character. Great leg splits and waist and all these swivel parts. The knees are more than 90 degrees, even how thick they are, but that is great. Really a fan of this. Plus the leg articulation underneath the pants. On top of that with the ball joint, the thick ball joint for the ankle and toe articulation. This is really fun to pose already. This is insane. Okay, get out of here. With McFarlane, stuff is cheap, okay? I've always said they're like the Arizona iced tea of figures because it's always 20 bucks. I think he was 20 bucks. Was he 25? Anyway, there's a stand in there, which is pretty standard with McFarlane. That's the back of the box. Nice little illustration. I expect this to be a piece of crap, and so far, yes. The best part about this whole set from McFarlane is this. This faceplate is super fun. So this is what I want with the SHFiguarts. I want some like just really extreme facial thingies. And now I'm wondering if he comes with a Nezuko and stuff. And you get this one, which is also nice, just an alternative face. You know, it's not just like your standard stuff, but he doesn't have like a neutral pose. He's got punching hands in there. He's got gripping hands. The sword looks like this. It's fine, I guess, except for on this side, they've totally ruined it. Look at that. Why would you do that? Of all things to put that on, you put it on the side of the blade? Whatever. Ugh. The figure itself, I mean, it's super cheap. The paint's cheap. You're not going to get a lot of articulation. At least this is pliable, so that's not going to, like, totally ruin him. But the head just barely moves. Body barely moves. It's like, I don't even want to talk about this thing. The joints are super tight. You barely get any. Look at this. Awful. Ugh. Ratchet joints in the legs, which is a really bad move. Now, I'm really dunking on this thing. It does have toe articulation, which McFarlane does. But if you just need a cheap figure for a character you love, then yes, it's fine. You're getting your money's worth with SHFiguarts for sure. And that is what I would recommend there are people that this just works for. It's fine. It just makes me want to vomit. And then look, they put all the text there too. Don't let me stop you from buying a figure you think it's gonna be good enough, especially for the price. This is why we bought it though. I don't expect anything to open. I think it's just a little box with shoulder straps. I think it's probably gonna be a little bit big for the SHFiguarts, which is kind of a bummer. I need a good 3D printed file and somebody that paints to have this, and then you like open it and there's a little Nezuko inside. That would be awesome. How does SHFiguarts not do that? And then if you get Nezuko, she doesn't have it. Is it Nezuko? Now I'm questioning the name of the character. So anyway, this is what we got. Obviously, it's designed for this guy who is pretty big, and it's gonna look good. It's gonna be the perfect scale. And also crazy for cosplayers when you go to like a convention and somebody's carrying around a real wood version of this thing. Oh my God, just make it out of cardboard. Okay, the back does come off, which is not the front. So if you wanted it to look like it was open, it's wrong. Let's take our guy over here. We got a few things to do. This is one of them. This is an easy one. If you buy 2 figures to do this, is it worth it? Probably not, because you're spending 20 bucks to get this box, or 25, however much it is. Okay, look, it's good enough, I think. And when we switch to the soft goods, I'm sure it's gonna look even better, and it's gonna be easier to get on because of these sleeve pieces. But yeah, I think if you really wanted a box for him to carry, there you go. I think it's probably worth it. And for the posing segment, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. Well, limited fun, because it isn't open. So let's open this thing up, and then I gotta look up how the heck you take this guy apart. This is it. It's very, very simple. So there's not a lot to talk about. It's just got some nice stitch work here. It's doing what it's supposed to do. There's no wire in here at all, which, oh, just kidding. I'm a total liar. Anyway, there is wire going down the sides from the edge of the collar here all the way down. So yeah, great. Okay, I'm a happy boy. Let's figure out how to take this guy apart. Okay, I bought mine on eBay, can't find the thing and whatever. I had to Google it, found some images. So to do this, we're gonna have to heat him up is what they recommend. Remove that outer sleeve from that ball socket, which should be easy enough. And then you're gonna have to remove all these pieces, which it doesn't tell you how to do, but I think they're all attached to ball pegs. This is what it looks like underneath that sleeve on that ball peg. So it's actually, all I did was kind of wiggle it until it popped off. So that was pretty easy. And these just pull right out of those little plugs, which is great. Very simple. And depending on if you want to revert him back to the way he originally was, that's it, you're done. You can't put the soft goods on. If you want to get real crazy, you could definitely maybe heat it up or cut those tabs that are on the inside for this section of the clothing, and then you're good to go. There we go. Now, this is not a Buzz Mod figure. If you really want the perfect version of Tanjiro, I would say buy the Buzz Mod, but it's gonna be expensive. Over 100 bucks for that thing. But it has soft goods, has tons of accessories. That's probably the ideal way to do it. But this is how you become a baller on a budget. Although, if you really buy all 3 pieces, I mean, you're probably getting close to 100 bucks. So I would say maybe just the figure and the soft goods. And if you know of anybody that is selling one of these things that is scaled specifically for this and maybe has some nice additional features, please let me know. I would like to have a better one, especially the scale, but it does do what we needed to do. But this soft goods setup, I think, is definitely the way to do it. If, like I said, if you want to go crazy, remove the plastic parts from there, but you can definitely pose it in a way that you don't see any of that, and the wire in there is going to certainly help. But now you can have some really cool, like, dynamic wind poses or whatever. And with his incredible levels of articulation, he deserves some soft goods, because I think you're going to be able to maximize the articulation thanks to this. That looks really good. I really like this. This is, if you're going to go with the Tanjiro, this is a really fun, cool way to do it. So whether you go with the adding the McFarlane thing on, I mean, once it's on him, I don't think it's too big, but this is great. And it's lightweight. It's not going to mess him up with different poses. So there you go. Is he worth doing a soft goods upgrade? Yes, absolutely. Love it. Hopefully you can find a good price on the soft goods. There's AliExpress or eBay. I'm sure there are people in the US that are customizers making these things as well, but sometimes it gets tricky because you get on Etsy and they're just buying it from AliExpress and selling it to you for $35. Jerks. So there you go. Are you a fan of Demon Slayer? Do you like this setup? Is this what you would do as well? If you enjoyed this review, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.